Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. Hey, everybody. I know y'all like that good singing. Anyway, I am back. So glad to see everybody from the weekend. It felt like a long weekend, even if it wasn't. But anyway, I hope you guys are back in motion, back in gear, that your week is off to a good start. I hope you had a good day today. I am going to be here stirring up some mess. Let me go ahead and give you that disclaimer up front. So I'm going to be talking about what it means to be, what being stuck means. And I'm going to go ahead and give you this disclaimer. I'm probably can't talk, but I'm probably going to offend some people. But I thought about it, and I just feel like I need to tell the truth about this. So I hope it doesn't hurt anybody's feelings. Nobody gets offended, but it's better to hear and understand the truth about the thing so that you can have the information and make good decisions. And I'm just kidding. You won't be upset, but it might be a little bit hard to accept. And I'm going to be talking about my own self. So you can't get upset with that, right? You can't get upset if I'm talking about me. And it just so happens to be, if it's me, it's a whole bunch of other people too. And I know that to be true. So I am going to go ahead and jump right in. I'm Vashana Weatherspoon, career strategist and excellence accelerator, helping women who feel frustrated in their careers to emerge from stuck and surge to their next level of success. I am also the host of the Know Your Worth Career podcast, which is centered around helping women to manipulate some of the sticky situations that we often find ourselves in the workplace, in terms of getting the promotion opportunities that we want, the pay that we deserve, the recognition for our hard work, and just a myriad of other things that women experience in the workplace, experience differently than men experience them in the workplace, that is. And so we bring on special guests to talk about different strategies and solutions that we could utilize to help to navigate those murky waters, as I like to call them. So what we're talking about tonight is what being stuck really means. And I want to invite you to like and share this video so that someone who is stuck and who needs to hear this information can get themselves unstuck and get to moving. Get in action. Get your butt in action. Okay, I'm silly tonight and I can't get my words out. I cooked myself a nice dinner and I'm just ready to zone out, I guess. So anyway, let's get to it. So nothing is worse than that whole feeling of being stuck. And if any of you have ever had that feeling, you know what I'm talking about. If you've ever felt like you were stuck in a relationship, stuck in a job that you didn't want to be in, stuck in a financial situation or position that made you very uncomfortable. You could be stuck in a whole lot of other ways. Stuck in your health is not where you want it to be, and you feel like you're stuck and you don't know what to do or how to do the right things to make a change. If you've ever felt that way about anything, type a 1 in the comments. And I also want to say, if you're catching this on replay, type replay in the comments. So the majority of us, if we're honest, have had those kinds of experiences at one point in our lives or another. And I certainly have had my share of them. If those of you who are in my group, Straight Talk Women, Careers, and Money, then I've shared with you my whole story about being stuck and staying there until I figured out, what it is that I wanted to do, what I needed to do to get myself out of that situation and moving forward again. So I can talk to you guys about stuff all day and all night. So, you know, it's nothing to be ashamed of. It is what it is, but you don't have to stay stuck. If you're stuck, you don't have to stay stuck. And that's the whole point of everything that I'm about to say tonight. So, we get into the positions where we're stuck, and it's for different reasons. There's different reasons why we get to that whole place of stuckness. You might be in a career and you've been there you might have been in that position for 10 years and you feel like there's nowhere else for you to go. And that makes you feel like you're stuck. It might not be, as far as you can tell, room for advancement, or there might be some other dynamics going on which cause you to feel like, there's no place for you to grow and to expand within that company or that organization. Same thing could apply for, like I said, your relationship, your finances, all of those kinds of things. But what is, let me say this. It's one thing to be stuck. It's another thing when you're stuck someplace where you feel like you don't belong. So that example that I just gave about the job, is one thing to be in a job and you feel stuck because you don't see your next opportunity or way to be, upward mobile, or maybe sometimes it's laterally. But whatever it is, you don't see how you have some opportunities for growth and expansion. It's a whole different ball game when you're feeling stuck in a place where you feel like you never should have been in the beginning. That really feels like stuckness. When you're someplace and you feel like, I don't even know why I'm here. I have no reason to be here, and I can't go anyplace else. Now just imagine how, like the walls are closing in on you. That's kind of that feeling that elicits. And we don't want to be there. You really, really don't want to be there. That's a very unpleasant place to be. But what I want to share with you is that, of course, if you're stuck, and you're not going to like this, if you're stuck, it's because, and I say this often, we have the perfect recipe for getting us to where we are right now. We are the creator of our circumstances. Now, you might be stuck because you don't want to make a decision about something. You don't want to take certain actions. You don't want to take an action until you feel like you're 100% certain that that's the right action to be taken. You might feel like you don't have the energy. You might be fearful about, if you make some change, what the other end of the spectrum might look like. It might be worse than where you are right now. But it's not, in my opinion and from my experience, it's not so much that you're stuck, except for the fact that you're stuck in your thinking, and you're thinking yourself, into a state of inertia. Is that the right word? Into a state of where you're not in motion. You're just staying still and stagnant. That's the word I want to use. Stagnation. And it's not because you don't have options. You don't have choices. Maybe you don't like the consequences to those choices, or it's something that's unpleasant for you, or like I said, you don't want to put the effort and energy and work into it that's required so that you can get yourself out of the stuckness. But being stuck is nothing more than not being in action. You're standing still. You're not moving. You're not putting that one foot in front of the other, and therefore you are stuck in the position that you're in because you're not making motion. You're not in action. It is impossible to be stuck when you are in action, when you are doing things, when you are putting one foot in front of the other, when you are trying things, even if, and I want to caution you even if you're just taking some random actions, that random action will likely lead you to someplace. Okay? It'll lead you somewhere, and until you get to something where you can get some momentum and you figure your way to the next thing. But as long as you're in that position where you're sitting, you're thinking, you're agonizing, you're trying to figure out what the end result is going to be, then you are going to stay stuck. That just made me think about the whole Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He has the quote, and I don't remember the exact words, so I'm going to mutilate it. But at any rate, he's talking about, when you're on the staircase, you don't need to see the next step. You don't need to see the whole staircase. That's what it says. You just need to be able to take the step that's in front of you, or the next step. And after you take that one, you take the next one. And the more you can get yourself into the habit of doing that, just taking one little action, the one that you know to take, and then after you've done that, you take the next little inspired action. And Oprah Winfrey talks about this a lot too. But I find it to be true. And as long as you stay in one position and you do nothing, you stay stuck. But as soon as you decide, you make a decision to start doing something, one thing, I don't care, however small, and then you do another however small thing and another however small thing. Those little baby steps add up. And that's the thing that's going to get you out of the stuckness. I hear a lot of people talking about, they don't like their jobs, they want a different career, they feel stuck in their career, they're unhappy in their career, they're this and they're that and the other thing in their career. And, my whole philosophy is that you have to take ownership of your career and your career progression, because nobody else is going to be vested in you and your career and your success like you. You're the one getting up every day to go to work, to do whatever is required. You're putting up with all the things that are going on around you. You're, trying to mold yourself and fit into the culture. And, so it's the responsibility is up on you. It really is up on you to use your genius, use that. I always think everything that you need is already inside of you. Go, into your quiet place and tap into that inner genius that you have, because we all have it, and let it inspire you to do that next thing that you need to do. Like I said, and we always like to think about it needs to be something big and grand and something that nobody's ever thought of before. Tony Robbins is great about talking about this, and he talks about how, if somebody is doing something that you want to do, find that person and do what they do. That's it. Find out something that they do and you do what they do. And if you do enough of what they do and you do it consistent enough, you should get a result similar to what they got. If you're putting in, the effort and really giving it your all. So that's really what I want to talk to you about tonight. Just encouraging you to change your mindset, because all of the talk that you're having with yourself is just mindset. And like I said, I've been there too. I've done it too. Gotten to a place where I just kind of don't do anything because I wanted that 100% certainty that I was making the right decision, that it was going to have the right outcome, when we all know that there are no guarantees in this life right here that we're living. We have to be willing to take some chances, to take some risks, to do some things that we haven't done before, so that we can create what it is that we want in our lives. And so I was talking last week, that was Friday, I think, and I was talking about creating intention in your career and how you have to set your intention for what it is that you want to accomplish. Once you have that intention, which gives you that vision, and then you can start, figuring out what do you need to do. What, is it going to take to get me from point A to point B? And figure out those actions and start to do them. what I noticed about a lot of people, and I can say this about a lot of people because I know it was true about me, is that when I was stuck, it means I was not doing the work. I was not taking action. I was sitting still, like I said, and letting those thoughts take control. As long as you're in that space and in that mindset, you are going to stay stuck. And so Friday I was talking about, I have this new product that I created for people who are serious, people who are serious about making their goals that they set for themselves and their careers and their lives for 2019 to actually make them a reality. I know a lot of people made New Year's resolutions, and it's March the 5th or something like that now, the March the 5th, and they've probably totally forgotten all about those things. We know all about this from people who make resolutions about going to the gym and working out and losing weight and staying on diets and all of that kind of stuff. But it applies to people who are talking about making changes in their careers. You cannot expect that on December 31st, you're going to automatically pop up and you're going to have this promotion. You're going to have this great career. You're going to have this wonderful, thriving business. You have done absolutely nothing all year long to get you to that point. It is not going to happen. If you want to make, hi, David Weatherspoon, that sounds like a relative. Thank you. If you want to make progress, you have to be taking consistent actions, however small, all year long. You can't wait until December. You can't wait until October. You need to be working on that thing today. And so what I have created is, it's actually a tool. It's a multi-purpose tool. The primary purpose is to help you to begin to take action in your career so that you can get to where you want to be by December 31st of 2019. But it's also realizing that, when people have issues in one area, it also spans into other areas of our lives. And whatever issues we have in our jobs, especially when it comes to wanting more pay and it feeling like, we're not being paid well, the pay thing, that negotiating more pay, all of that kind of stuff, it affects finances. If you don't make enough money, you can't save enough money. You can't, even think about some of those, or working towards some of those things that you want to accomplish in your life because you don't have the basics taken care of. And so I've taken that into consideration, and we have something included in this planner. It's the Your Next Level Career Action Planner is what it's called. And it helps people to work on that as well as planning, being very strategic, very focused, very it's meant to help you to be consistent in working toward your career goals, but also your financial goals. And because I realize that if we're not well, if we're not healthy, if physically, mentally, emotionally, whatever, we're not doing our best work, and the chances of us just happens, all having happenstance to come up with the career goal that you want and being able to reach it when your body is falling down and crumbling all around you is probably not going to happen. So I've also put in a little component. This is your personal care, your self-care piece of it, so that you can make goals for taking care of yourself so that you can get up and you can go to work and you can have that career that you want. You can enjoy it. You can show up for work. You can not be in aches and pains and all of these things that plague people, and your blood pressure all through the roof. You can work on several different things. You choose which ones are most important. In my opinion, the career piece is the part that we're really being brought here for. So that's the main part. But there's other things that you can work on in conjunction with that. And so that's what the Your Next Level Career Action Planner is all about. Helping you to get results, to get real results, to get in action and out of stuckness, to be able to make that consistent progress that you need to make to reach your career goals by the end of 2019. And I am Actually, this is my teaser about it. I am going to be sharing more information with you every day this week, and I'll let you know how you can get access to it. But for right now, I just want you to know that don't give up hope. There's things that you can do, but it starts with your thinking and your mindset. So you need to change the way you're thinking and get yourself out of the stuckness by making a decision to put yourself into action. Now that's all I have for you wonderful people tonight, and I will be back tomorrow. I hope you have a lovely evening. I invite you to like and share this video, and I will talk to you soon. Have a good night. Bye-bye.